Now what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to minimize that so that when I do my recording, it's already minimized, and I'm going to use the keyboard shortcut of F9 to start my recording and F10 to stop it. So I'm going to click minimize. Now it's actually down in the bottom tray, and if I want to start recording, I'm going to hit F9. And there you see the dark screen, and then it pops back on. The next thing you might notice when you're doing your capture is that whatever area that you've selected, whatever region of the screen that you selected to capture, you'll find has at each corner has a blinking green light while it's recording, and that gives you sort of a reminder that you are recording, so that you know you're in the process of it. So right now, as I'm recording the screen, if I want to say check on admissions and I go to that, it's going to follow my cursor, and it's also going to do a movie. Like each time when I put my cursor over something and it highlights it with a different color, you're going to see it just like a movie, and you can navigate from page to page, and you can demonstrate say how this website's laid out, or you can do all sorts of things to show people how things work. And it's a very useful tool. So you can do things like record over a PowerPoint, but then you can record over a program software, such as I'm trying to demonstrate here, or you can show how somebody navigates through a series of click-throughs, or maybe you're trying to demonstrate the portal, or you're trying to demonstrate something that you want to show people how it's done so they can see it happening, not just sort of have a step-by-step process, but also have a visual demonstration of how something works. Originally, this kind of software was developed for people who sold software, so that they could record demonstrations and trainings for their softwares that they are trying to sell. I'm going to click F10. And the next thing happens is it says it's interleaving audio. The screen goes black again. And it's very interesting because you're going to say, what's this? You're actually in a player now, and it's a preview. I can play this as a movie, what I just recorded. So in other words, if I drag this, I can drag the player. Nothing happens for a while, but now you can see, I'm going to go back up a little bit so you can see that maybe you can see the cursor movement. In my headphones, I am hearing what I'm talking about while I'm doing this. You can't hear it now, but I can. And you can see that the cursor's moving around. You can see how I'm demonstrating the highlighting, and so that's what you're doing. And so what this does is it allows you to preview it, so you can review how you recorded it, what you said. Maybe you feel uncomfortable with how you performed, and it allows you a chance to either save it or delete it, and so you can start over. So if you do hit save, it's going to go into a process. Now this is a very short recording, it's about 1.5 minutes, so this is not going to take very long. I've done some screen recordings with web conferences where it's taken 20 minutes for it to save, because it's a long period of time. But my thought is that more often than not, people are going to make use of this kind of program for shorter periods of time, and shorter periods of time are always better. So I click save. It's going to ask me where. You choose any place you want where you can find the file, and it's going to save what is called a Camtasia recording file, and the extension is .camrec. Now you need a certain kind of you need a specific codec, codec, which allows you to watch something that's in video format. But otherwise, this is the kind of file that you can open up with Camtasia Studio and edit. So I'm just going to call it test. I'm going to put it on my desktop just so I can find it and eliminate it later, because I don't really want this, but then I'm going to click save. And then you can see it had a really brief window where it saved the file. Because it was only 1.5 minutes, it was saved very quickly. And then it's asking me what I would like to do next. And so if you look at what you have a chance to do next, you have a chance to edit your recording, which is going to open up Camtasia Studio with the recording in it already. You can produce the video in a shareable format, which means you can put it into a MOV, an AVI, Flash, both SWF, and there's another extension I can't remember right now. Or you can create another recording. You can keep going, just start creating more recordings. But let's go straight to edit a recording. I'm going to edit my recording, so I say OK to that.